Hi guys, welcome back to In Her Prime. I'm Elise.
And I'm Dom.
This week we are just gonna do a little life update. I feel like honestly, we haven't filmed a solo episode with just the two of us in like a month. Our last
Yeah, we
episode was with
did.
Jordana.
Yeah, we did the one with Jordana, and then we had to cancel last week, and now we're here. And I feel like we've had like a really hard time booking. I like can't figure out the booking portal for some reason. So we like had to schedule and like redo it again. Now we're here, and I booked it for tomorrow instead of today. So, but yeah, we haven't done a solo episode in I would say like a month. I don't even remember the last time what we talked about on our last episode.
I also feel like the two of us haven't just like sat down and also like caught up because I feel like you've been traveling.
I went to Miami for 10 days, 12 days.
You kept extending the flight because I thought you were coming back on like a Thursday. And
Thursday.
then like Sunday rolls around and you're still not back.
And I was back Sunday morning. Yeah, I was supposed to come back on the Thursday. I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm leaving Miami. And then Friday night, we were like, oh, let's go out. And then Saturday night, we left Saturday night because we went out Friday night. We went out Friday until like 2 in the afternoon. And then our flight was at 9 p.m. on Saturday night. So we literally went home, slept for like 2 hours, cleaned, and left to go to the Airbnb.
What a life.
Yeah. But anyways, we start off every episode, peak and pit, something good, something bad that's been going on. I would say let's do like the last month, the last couple weeks. You start off.
My peak is, I have been really grinding on my social media on and off for the past year, I would say. And obviously, like, letting go of clients, I have really put my head down with, like, house movement and my own content. And don't get me wrong, it has paid off in brand deals. Like, I feel like I have had a big influx, like, every week of paid brand deals, which is really exciting. But I posted a reel, like, a week ago now, and I gained, like, 4,000 Instagram followers from it. And this is coming from somebody who has gained, like, a follower a day for like the past year. Like my Instagram followers do not move. TikTok followers, they move. That's fine. But like it was like an overnight thing, and now I'm almost at like 8,000, I think.
Yeah.
Something crazy.
Yeah.
Wild.
Who's your favorite brand that you're gonna work with now?
Puma.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to work with.
That's for that summer back to school.
The back to school thing.
Campaign.
I also like I'm excited to work with Puma because the specific shoe, like the Speed Cat, I remember as a kid being like obsessed with this shoe. And then they discontinued it. And now it's back. And I'm like, it's so nostalgic to like wear it and look at it. And they have like cute little colors. So that's
they sent you that green, and I honestly had no idea how you were going to style it. And then you put it together with the denim set that you're wearing. And even like the way that you took the photos, it was all super cohesive. Because you showed me those shoes. I was like, I don't know what you're wearing that with.
I'm going to be honest. I initially opened the box and I was like,
you didn't get to choose?
Couldn't have sent me like a neutral. No, I didn't get to choose. But I will say, I looked at the other colors. Just sizing.
Yeah.
I looked at the other colors, and I'm actually glad I got the green ones because.
Why? What else was there?
There was like a pink, which I'm not a pink person. There was like a black, which I'm not really a black shoe person. So honestly, I like the green. I can't wear
black shoes.
And my boyfriend took my content, as always, and he pops off.
As he should.
And he does it, and he knows my angles.
Yeah.
So he did that.
That's great.
And then my pit, I have been having this issue for the past like month and a half. My calves are throbbing at all times. So I love berries, and I was like, oh, maybe I should start running, outside. Like I want to be that person that just puts on their shoes and just goes for like a 10K run. Like I want to be that person. I'm jealous of those people. So I decided to do it. Running outside is like so much harder than I expected.
Well, you have like elements that you have to take into place. You have like incline and heat, and
you don't understand.
Like there's so much.
Me thinking 5K easy, no problem. That 5K was tough.
Oh, you ran the 5K?
Yeah, I run a few 5Ks now.
Yeah.
Tough. Slow. And
7:30.
7:30 slow. But my calves,
people see you running, they're like, I think she's walking.
No, like literally Enrique was like, you could be walking at this pace. But my calves hurt so bad when I'm running and afterwards, and like I stretch them. I got new shoes, and I've come to the conclusion that I think it's the shoes because I was so used to running on just shitty shoes for so long. I got the Hokas, and like as soon as I got those Hokas, all of a sudden my calves hurt. So yesterday I went to the mall. I got a new pair of shoes, and
What'd
we're
you
gonna test
get?
these ones out. I got these Nike. They're really flat.
But did they say they're for running?
Yeah, so the thing with the Hokas is they're so padded that it kind of tilts you forward slightly. But like to a normal person, that's fine. Like they can compensate and they can just like lean back a little bit. I think it's to prevent like heel running, which I don't do. I tippy toe run. So these ones are flat, so it's not going to tilt me forward, and then I can just run on like the ball of my foot.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to wait for my calves to like stop hurting for me to like test them out. So I did double floor at Barry's today, and let me tell you, double floor is not the vibe.
No,
I'm
because
not a
you go to
fan.
Barry's to run. Like when I go to Barry's, like I would do a double like run if I like really have it in me.
Dude,
A double floor is
am
like
on double floor today, and like there were so many times where I was like, oh, I should just go on the treadmill. Like I should just
or I should walk out.
or I should
Like
just
I'm
leave.
like I'm over it. Like I'm over it.
Like-
that's how I felt. It was like maybe 3 weeks ago. I took a sweat and tonic class before I left for Miami, and I did. Like if you know sweat and tonic, it's a 3 circuit rotation. So you run, you're on the floor, and then you're on the weights. And I got to the floor part and I hated it so much that I was just thinking like, I want to walk out. Like I just want to leave this class. Like I don't like what we're doing. I don't like this exercise. Like I was so frustrated, but I was like, okay, fuck it. Like it's a Friday night. Like I'm already here. Like I have one more station left and I did it. But yeah, I know
that's
the
like
feeling.
literally how I felt today. And I really like Sam's classes because like his music is good, and I think he's the hardest instructor.
Hardest?
Hardest.
Oh.
The hardest.
yeah, he's good looking.
Instructor. But double floor I can't. It was not fun. But my my thighs are like shaking.
What, it was leg?
It was legs.
Legs
and it was
abs?
like when you put your heels on like the dumbbell and you squat like that.
Yeah, goblet squat.
Struggle.
10-pound weight.
Sam's like, keep going. I'm
Like I can't. I can't.
I got a long way to go down.
I know, because your hinge is like so high up
Holy shit,
that you
guys.
go all the way down.
Like, I have a long way down. Like, more than most. Okay, peak and pit.
Peak. I have like 2 peaks, I guess. One is I'm going through like a job transition right now, which I'm really, really, really excited about. If you know, I work for a tech startup, and for many reasons, it's just not, I think, the route that I want to go down. A, I'm not like super fulfilled. B, it's like draining in ways that I don't want to be drained. Like if it was something that I was like extremely motivated about and super passionate about, I would want to continue doing that. But on one hand, like I've learned so much since I started in October. Like so much about marketing, so much about sales, a lot of like B2B, which is what we do, like business to business marketing. So I've learned like so much on like the corporate side of like what you actually need to insert into like a marketing strategy, different than being maybe like a clothing brand or something like retail or like more consumer based. But anyways, I'm in the job transition, which is great. And also too, it's been about a month and a half, almost 2 months since my breakup. And I will say, like, not to toot my own horn, like, I feel like I'm doing really well. Therapy has helped quite a bit.
I mean, I think you're doing really well for multiple reasons. I think therapy. I think therapy.
Therapy has been
Michelle,
my saving grace.
pops off.
Therapy has been honestly my saving grace.
I remember you were so reluctant to go in the beginning, and
It wasn't that I was so. It's not about the fact that I was reluctant to therapy. Like I've done it before. I did therapy throughout high school. I did therapy when I was in first, second, third year university. It's just like for therapy, I think to actually kick in, you need like
you need 5 or 6 sessions.
5 or 6 sessions where you get the person like well rounded with like your life and where you're at. And
like you get on the call and she remembers names.
And she remembers names and she remembers like things that you brought up from previous sessions. That's where, and I'm finally at that point where like I bring it up and she will say a name where she'll say, oh, in last week's session you brought up this. Like, do you want to talk about that? And I'm like, yes or no. Like I think the first 3 sessions I was so Like, it was literally just chaos because I'm like trying to explain my breakup. I'm trying to get her to understand my family dynamic. I'm trying to get her to understand me as a person. I'm trying to get her to understand like my friend. Like, there was so many different aspects that I'm like trying to like shove down this woman's throat and for her to like understand everything and piece everything together. And I think now I'm finally at a point where I get on the call and she's like, "What do you want to talk about?" And I'm like, "This." And then it just all makes sense.
I think it's also really hard to find a therapist that you vibe with. And I will say, I found her on BetterHelp. And BetterHelp is good. And it's cheap. Like, and if you can get them off BetterHelp, like if you find a good one on BetterHelp and then you somehow are able to like connect with them off of BetterHelp.
Yeah, like
they'll bring their rate down.
I text Michelle day of. Like I messaged her Friday before the shoot. Yeah. Literally I was, and this will like transition into my pit. But okay, I guess I'll say it. My pit, I've been having like alarming amount of anxiety recently. Like, I don't know how to cope with it. So anyways, I messaged Michelle on Friday at like 12:30 and I was like, I'm losing my fucking mind. I'm like, I need you to call me before 2 p.m. And then like she called me, which is why I think like finding someone that you can get transition off of whatever platform you're using is great, because I think it becomes a little bit more accessible.
Well, I feel like we get a lot of messages about like, are you able to share your therapist's name? And let me tell you, I wish I could.
I'm not.
I don't think she does. I don't think she's a therapist anymore. She's like a teacher. She's like a full-time.
She's a full-time teacher, but like she's fully qualified. Like I put her through my insurance. Okay. So she sent me like an invoice and like she's fully qualified. Like she is a therapist and like a psychologist.
But I don't think she takes on new
But people. I don't think she takes on new clients.
I think she took you on because she knew me.
She only does like referral basis. Because like I had a friend ask me for her number and I reached out to Michelle and she was like, yeah, but I want to keep it like very just referral, like friends and family type of thing. So she's phenomenal.
She's really good.
She's really good. Like her and I talk and I leave and I actually feel so much better and I don't feel like I'm losing my mind.
You know why I think she's good? Because she shows up in her pajamas on her deck, like camera is on the floor.
Camera's on the floor. Like she's literally like on horizontal, like her camera's like this and she's just with headphones on, like in a baggy t-shirt. She's out in the sun and you're just like venting to her and she's literally just giving you genuine, unbiased advice.
Yeah. And she doesn't care if it hurts your feelings.
And she does not give a single fuck if it offends you or if it's not what you want to hear. Like, I was going on a tangent on Friday, and she was like, "Okay, I'm going to need you to, like, circle back." She's like, "You're wasting time talking about this." And I was like, what? But we actually had to, like, regroup. Yeah. And she's like, she's like, "What you're saying is not making sense." Because I was venting about, like, family issues and how I feel like I'm absorbing so much of certain responsibilities, and she was like, "That's not yours to take on." And I kept trying to prove that it was mine, and she's like, "It's not." Then I was like, "Yeah, like I literally just wasted 10 minutes talking about this." She's like, "Your time's up."
I mean, so what did she say about your anxiety?
Well, we were trying to pinpoint what was making me nervous, and we were able to like understand all of the different factors that are contributing to why I've been so anxious. A2, this is gonna sound so stupid, I threw away my vape because I feel like I was reading about how much nicotine affects your anxiety and how it makes you so on edge. And I would literally wake up and hit my vape like on an empty stomach and drink like 2 cups of coffee. And then I'm sitting at my desk at 11. I'm like, wow, like I wonder why I'm shitting bricks. Like I wonder why I'm shaking.
I think it makes you angry. Like
it just makes me on edge. Like, and that was, don't get me wrong. Like I threw my vape out like 3 days ago and I'm still super anxious. Like I'm still anxious, but I think that was like a number one thing that I needed to do. It's definitely a contributing factor. Oh, 100%. And she said it to me. Like I was on my session with her and I'm hitting my vape. She's like, "You need to throw that out." And I was like, but basically we just talked about what was making me anxious and like understanding like what about that certain situation was stressing me out. So like I'm just going to use family as an example. I was explaining a situation that's like going on at home, and I thought that it was my responsibility to like absorb everything that was going on, and like I had to take everything off of everyone's plate, and that was giving me anxiety. But then we were like walking through the situation and she was like, "No, like the people that are involved, they're grown adults, like you don't need to take it.
This is not your job.
Like this is not your job to like, yes, you can be compassionate, you can be empathetic, and you can show feelings toward the situation, but you don't need to absorb every single thing that's going on and carry it like it's your burden."
Parent struggles, like between a parent's dynamic, like As
Yeah,
much
like
as
it's
that
not.
is you living in the house, and it might feel like your responsibility, you know, to mend a situation,
Yeah.
that's not your situation.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't involve you
Yeah.
directly, I guess.
Yeah. So we were just talking about different things that were stressing me out. And then towards the end, she gave me like a grounding exercise. So basically, she was like, whenever you're feeling super anxious, she's like, I know this is going to sound really stupid and really dumb at the beginning, but she was like, you're essentially just going to sit down on the edge of your bed or on your desk and you're going to think about the 5 senses. So taste, smell, hear, touch, whatever the smell. Did I say that?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Taste, smell, hear, touch.
Taste. No, I said taste.
It's
Anyways,
something.
whatever the 5 senses are. And she was like, you're going to think to where your like happy place is. And then you're going to go through all 5 senses there.
I do
So
that.
like, but she was like, and we did it like during the therapy session. So I was literally, I'm going to like show it, but like you're sitting like this, palms down, and you're just like closing your eyes and you're just like super focused. And she was like, that is something that you can do whether you're out in public, whether it's like social anxiety or it's like a situational thing, or you're about to like start a work meeting and you're super anxious. So yeah, she's great. But that is
Honestly,
like a pit. I feel like I've never experienced, it's anxiety. And for me, and she was explaining, like anxiety in so many different people comes out in like certain ways. But for me, I sweat.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'm anxious, like, and some people it's like a stomach ache and like you can't eat, like, or a headache. Like I sweat profusely. Like I'm at my laptop, like I'm dripping sweat. So she was like, for you, it's like a physical reaction when you're anxious.
I think something that I feel like I used to get a lot of anxiety. Like, there was a period of time where I would pretty much 5 out of 7 days a week, like, have really bad anxiety or just feel nervous. And obviously, like, the past few weeks, you've been dealing with anxiety, which made me think about my anxiety in terms of, like, I have not actually had a consistent stream of anxiety maybe in 6 months, which is very rare. And I would never have like thought about that like accomplishment if we weren't talking about it. And I think for me, a lot of my anxiety used to come from like stress or life situation or relationship, or, you know, feeling like I had friendships where I couldn't speak my mind, or just over the years, whatever it was. And not drinking coffee on an empty stomach definitely helped. B, I used to take ashwagandha, and like that helped. You have to be consistent with it, but it helps.
Do you
It
take
kind
it
of makes
now?
you numb. I don't take it now, but I just make sure to like drink enough water in the day, make sure to exercise even when you don't want to. And I think the biggest thing is realizing that whatever situation you're dealing with, it's not that deep. I think therapy has helped me
Like disconnect.
really mature
Yeah.
in my emotional senses. Like, I have really realized that whatever situation I'm in, like whether it's like a friendship problem or a work problem or whatever it is, like at the end of the day, it's not that deep. Like, whether you stress about the situation or you don't, nothing is going to change.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And instead of making myself panic about a situation, which obviously sometimes you can't help it, but I think just like taking that moment and realizing like, okay, this is what's going on. What can I do about it? And I think that is the biggest thing, because obviously, yes, you can do all these remedies and you can meditate and you can do all these things. But I think at the end of the day, really sitting with yourself and realizing that life will take you wherever it's going to take you. And there are
Whether you're
so
stressing
many
or
things
not.
thrown at you every single day.
Yeah.
We live in a fast-paced life. Everybody does. Everybody's on their phones. You're walking around, there's tons of people. You're at a workout class, everybody's fucking yelling at you. You're at work, people are telling you what to do. You're bombarded with emails. There's constantly shit going on.
Yeah.
And it's up to you to decide how that affects you. So I think that is like what I try and do is I'll take in the situation. And like, yeah, it might be an annoying situation or it might like piss me off. But like, life pisses you off.
I would say the biggest thing that I learned from Friday was just to stop taking everything so personal and like actually letting it affect my life. Like once I like wrote down and I saw everything face value of like what was stressing me out, I was able to just like automatically disqualify things that really don't affect me. And like I'm letting it affect me.
Well, I think even like sometimes money affects you or work and stuff like that. And what I said was like, you're obviously taking on this new kind of freelance job. And I was like, I think you were overwhelmed because like there's a lot of responsibility on your plate right now. And I was saying, don't take on the job for money. Like, money comes and goes. I think something that I feel like our generation is like hyper fixated on money. Money comes and goes. When you are in your 20s, this is your time to make mistakes, to not have money. Like, you're not in 50K debt. I think it's important to take on jobs and responsibilities that not only like make you learn, obviously, but make you feel fulfilled in different ways. And I think taking on more responsibility to be making excess money is like just nothing productive is going to come from that. So I think that's like a big thing that I feel like also relieved a lot of my anxiety is, yeah, 6 months ago I was making a lot of money, but I was also like so burnt out in the process that it's just not worth it to me right now, because I feel like when you can really focus and put your energy into one thing, a lot of positive growth will come from that.
Yeah.
And then maybe you'll end up making double the money that you would have made.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too with work. Like, I'm happy to be in this transitional period, and then I can figure out what it is exactly that I want to do.
Yeah.
And like maybe like I do freelance for a bit and like I absolutely hate it, or maybe I do it and like I absolutely love it, and I realize like everything that I've learned and everything that I can just like learn as I go is something that I want to like turn into a full-time thing.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't know. I am really excited about that. But yeah, I would say those are like my peak and pits. Oh, also like we didn't really talk about the fact that I would say like post breakup. It's been like 2 months.
Yeah. I feel like, I guess if the breakup was out of the blue, then maybe it would affect you for a longer period of time. Or if you felt like it ended in a way where you didn't want it to end, then maybe it would affect you more. But I honestly think it was one of those situations where like you were growing separate ways. I think that's just what it came down to. I don't think it was like no one did anything that, you know, created animosity or whatever.
Yeah.
It was just, we are two different people and we are going two separate ways.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest challenge for me, honestly, at the end, is I felt like I was looking at someone that I admire and I love so much, and I can like confidently still say that now, but it was like trying to force two pieces of like this like a really weird metaphor, or like a metaphor, but like literally just forcing two pieces of a puzzle that like do not work, like no matter how you spin it or you like try and make it work or you look at it from a different angle, like it was just not working for so many different reasons. And we were together for almost 4 years, talking for like a year and a half before that. Like I met my ex-boyfriend when I was in first year university. You're 18 years old. I'm now turning 25 this year. Like we knew each other for a long time, and I think we both played such a vital part in each other's lives, but you get to a point where I wanted to go one way, and the ambition and the goal and what I saw for myself and like what I see for like what you and I are building, it just didn't align. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. And I thought that there was something wrong with that for the longest time. I thought that it was my like duty and obligation to make it work, and it just wasn't. And it was nice like hearing, I don't know, I had a really good conversation with my dad on Father's Day, just like about the situation, and he was just giving me like fatherly advice, and he basically just shared that he always felt that, and literally nothing wrong to who I was with, but he always just felt like I needed someone that had different types of characteristics, and I was just like also not right for that person.
I think a main thing is you should never have to ask somebody to support you. I think that's just what it is. Yeah. And I think that's for friends, that's for family, that's for relationships. I think as soon as you have to start asking somebody to show up for you, it's so too far gone.
I think the best way to describe that feeling, it's so like belittling.
Yeah.
Like having to explain to someone why something is important to you, or having to sing, dance, draw, paint, explain like on paper why you need a certain level of support, because
And they don't get it.
and they just don't get it. I think it's such a challenging thing to navigate, because you almost then put yourself in the persona of like, am I asking too much? Is this not making sense? Why don't they get it? Why don't they support? Does this not align with what they think is important? And then you kind of just like spiral into a mindset that you don't want to be in. And then it's challenging, because I can confidently say that with like, there's no one like special in my life right now, but with all my friends, like and we've talked about this on the podcast like 1,000,005 times, but I will literally cheer on someone till the end of time. Like, I remember things, like when Elise said something like, oh, this brand or this and that, like I am genuinely just as excited for her as she is, or like 10 times more, or like friends. And you shouldn't have to,
You
I don't
shouldn't have to
know,
ask somebody
to show up.
support you and to show up. And I think one thing I have learned, I have been privileged with a really amazing person who shows up not only for me, but shows up for my friends and shows up for my family. And I think something that I have learned is, if you really care for somebody, it doesn't matter if you don't like what they're doing, you don't really agree with it, you don't really know anything about it, you will show up.
Yeah.
If they have a special event, or if they are throwing one of their events in another country, you will show up.
Yeah.
Because that is your person. And if the roles were reversed, they would want someone showing up for them.
Yeah.
And I think you can't tell somebody what that looks like.
It's,
because
yeah,
if you
it's
don't
not something that's
understand
self-taught, or it's something that should just be self-taught. Like, you either do it or you don't, and it's not something that can be,
I can't ask you.
yeah, I can't guide you there.
Yeah, like I can't hold your hand and tell you how to show up
Yeah.
for me. Like, you should know how to show up, because that's how you would want someone to show up for you.
Yeah. I will say, like, for example, Elise and her boyfriend's relationship has set like a gold standard of like what I think so many people, or not even so many people, me, what I should be like seeking for. Because for whatever flaws like I had in a relationship, and like the person that I used to be with, like that's not what I'm trying to say. Is just, I don't know, like I think there's certain things that I didn't think that I needed before, or I didn't appreciate before. Not appreciate, like I didn't think were important to me, that now that I'm single, there's just like things that I will never sacrifice ever again.
I will say, like, even he has spoken to you before about it. And I think sometimes coming from like a male perspective, I feel like it like gives more insight.
Yeah,
because
it's humbling.
They like think like
It's
a
humbling.
guy.
Yeah. I had like the conversation that I had last weekend with my guy friend. We were talking about relationships, and I was just venting about boys and things and where I'm at and just life. And he basically said something to me along the lines of like, he was like, Dom, you know, if I missed a girl, like I would literally just call her. Yeah. Like I would just pick up the phone and drunk call her, or just like reach out to her, because I was like saying something along the lines of like, oh, I want to call my ex. Yeah. And I was like having a moment. I was like, no, like I really want to call him. I am emotional, and maybe it was getting my period. I don't know. But anyways, I reached out to him, and he said to me, he was like, Dom, like this honestly might sound really stupid, and you might not understand where I'm coming from, or this is exactly what you need to hear. And he was like, if I miss a girl, like I will call her. Like, trust me, I will call her. Yeah. And hearing a guy say that to me, and then I like drove home, and I was like, yeah. You know what? Like, you're right. Like, I'm not gonna.
I think it just goes back to like, if somebody really, truly wants you, you will know. You will hear from them. You cannot, if you really like someone, you can't not talk to them.
Yeah.
I think, and if somebody is really meant to be in your life, they will be in your life. And I think, especially in a relationship, I think this is where a lot of people go wrong, is it's like girl against the guy, or like whatever it is, person against the person in the relationship. And I think obviously this is even a learning curve for myself, that like in an argument or in, you know, a conversation where you're unhappy about something, it should always be with the goal of like, how can we find a resolution
Against the problem.
as a team,
Yeah.
like against the problem. It's us against the problem, not like me against you.
Yeah.
And I think obviously that is easier said than done, especially when like ego gets involved in everything. And like, even for myself, I can confidently say I'm not always like that.
Yeah.
But I think being able to like have a calm conversation and sit and say like, hey, you know what? This bothered me. I will give an example. My boyfriend works a lot and he is in like the startup world. So he sometimes works super late. And sometimes there's weeks where the only time I get to see you, even though we live together, is at dinner. And there was a couple week period where I was unhappy with, I guess, the amount of time that we saw each other. And it could have been an argument, but like it was just a conversation being like, hey, I want you to finish at 7 p.m. every day this week. And he said, okay, I will try my best. And that was it. Because I think obviously it could have been an argument of being like, you don't respect my time, or you know, don't respect my company or my business or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not trying to fight you. I'm sharing like how I feel about a situation, and you can either like receive it or, you know, share how you're feeling in return.
That's like my biggest flaw. It was so funny. My therapist actually asked me a few weeks ago. We were like, she asked me, she's like, point blank, she's like, what do you think are your biggest flaws? So I gave a list of like 4 things because I was like, we'll keep it short. But I said to her, I was like, I love to argue. I love to fight. I love to, like, this might sound so bad to say, but I'll just be honest. Like, I love to fight with a significant other. I love to fight with family. It just, I don't know what it is, but I've realized that it ends so poorly every single time and I lose. Like, whether I think that I win in hindsight in terms of like the argument, like I got the last word, or I feel like my points were stronger and yours are invalid. And like that was something literally that she had said to me. She's like, you need to stop viewing things as you versus the other person, or like you versus.
It's hard.
It's so hard. It's so hard. And I'm like, I'm 25. I'm turning 25 this year. I like to think that I can be very emotionally, I can be like logical when it comes to my emotions. But then other times, like my emotions are so heightened and I can just be a raging bitch. And it's so difficult. And like when you're with a significant other, like there's not a lot of room for like you to just treat the other person like shit over and over and over again, and then expect them to just come back and be like, you know what, Elise, like don't worry.
Yeah.
Like there's so much leeway with family. I'm not saying that there's any grounds to like ever be disrespectful to like your mom or dad, but there's so much more room
I think you
for
expect
error.
your family to always accept
Yeah,
you,
like
no
you,
matter what.
But there is a no matter what. Like I'm saying, there are boundaries.
There are boundaries. I think the problem that kind of becomes in a relationship is when people get too comfortable, they feel like, okay, this person is now my family, so now I can just say and treat them however I want. And I think another thing is your ego really gets involved. Like obviously when something is bothering you, or that person is sharing something that is bothering them that maybe is like your responsibility, it can really affect your ego. And I think as hard as it is, putting your ego aside and realizing that like, this person is not, you know, attacking me. They wouldn't be with me if they thought like so poorly
I know, but
of
I
me.
can't do, like, I find it so hard.
It's hard.
I'm so ego driven and I'm so emotional, but then I'll have a face-to-face conversation with you or my mom when I'm like level-headed and I'm so logical and I look at things exactly for what they are, but then like in the heat of the moment or like texting or like fighting with someone, like I will hang up the phone on you like mid-argument, and that's so bad.
I mean, I think even when like me and you have had disagreements, say it's coming on my end, it's never coming from a place of you as a person.
Yeah, it's like a situation. No, I understand. It's like a situational thing. But don't you think with people that you're a lot closer with, like you will be
nastier?
For
sure. I know
like
that even with my family, or like in my relationship, like there are times that I am like just genuinely not proud
Yeah.
of my actions, or I'll get really emotional, or I will, you know, need to take a step back. So something that I frequently do in my relationship is put like everything that you have to say on the table, because he's sort of like this too. Like he gets heated, and we'll take like a 10-minute break, and then we can come back and like reconvene, because I think a lot of the problems that we had within like the first, you know, year of our relationship was like everybody would get really mad and everybody's yelling about like stupid shit. And then now, like going into the second year, I feel like we handle situations so much differently. And
Yeah.
especially him, like that's even something that I was talking to him about last night, is I feel like his level of patience
Has
is
increased.
something that is like night and day difference from when I first met him.
Yeah.
Like I
But
think
you
my
want to
patience is bad.
change. But you want to change for like with the right person.
Mm-hmm.
Like I genuinely think when I find the person that I'm supposed to be with, like my flaws and the things that I really struggle with are going to be something that I'm going to try and take so much control of. And not that I don't want to now. Like I don't want that to come across, but I think like with friends, like I don't argue like that.
Me
I
neither.
think it's just with like a significant other, like someone that I love so much, and with family, it brings out another side of me where I'm so driven by my emotions. Like I find it so hard to differentiate between logic and reason, and or between like logic, reason, and just chaos.
Yeah.
Like I want to fight. Like I
mean,
want
I think
to like slam the
also-
phone. I want to be toxic, and I want to say fuck you, and then everything settles, and then I take a step back and I reread the conversation, and I'm like, you're a crazy bitch.
I think also a lot of the way that maybe you react in like relationships, or react in like when, you know, there's stress or when there's conflict, a lot of it comes from like your upbringing.
Yeah.
Whether that is from family dynamic, or like could be from school dynamic, or friendships as a kid. Like I think a lot of the way that you like inherently act now is from childhood.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, maybe you look for chaos, or you yell or whatever, because that's like your comfort. Like that's what you know.
Yeah.
And I think also culturally wise, like you have like a Spanish family, and I think there's just like more passion in like the way that you talk.
I would go. Yeah. No, I would go over to like ex-boyfriends' houses, and everything was so calm and just zen. Like I think that was the best way to describe it. And I would actually look around and I'm like, why is it so quiet?
Yeah.
Like does no one yell? Like does no one like lose their mind? And they were like, no, like we just text and figure it out and thing. But yeah, I think it can be circumstantial, but yeah, that's like a big thing. I find it so hard. And I know a lot of people that are like that as well.
So many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just like, I think you want to change with time.
I think over time. I also think being single and like being by yourself will give you the opportunity to like actually look inward and like take all these uncomfortable conversations out, and like actually have, you know, a checklist to like work through that maybe when you're in a relationship that like you didn't see.
Yeah, I haven't been single in
years.
I would say like the last time I was like really like single, like not attached to anyone, grade 10.
Yeah.
I had boyfriends in high school, and then first year university, I still had a boyfriend. That ended. Then, like literally it was just like.
I was so the opposite. Like I was always the type of person that I was like never interested in dating anyone. Like I just felt like no one fit the standard. So I just like I
think everyone fit the standard. That was the problem. Like you're all perfect.
You're all perfect.
I love all of you. Like be with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like my problem. But now I'm so happy to just be independent. Yeah. Like it's nice not feeling attached to anyone, and then feeling attached to people that I want to, and then like I don't have to text you back, and I don't owe you anything, and I'm respectful to you, but like I'm not with you Like, I'm not,
Mhm.
and I think then when the right person comes, I'm like, no, like, I want to just be glued to you. But
Yeah.
for the time being, I'm like, I literally want to answer to no one. I want to travel. I like dropped the bomb on Sunday to my parents. I was like, oh, I'm leaving for LA. And they were like, again? They're like, you just came back from Miami. I'm like, okay, and like, I want to just travel. And I'm like, I'm not taking any time off work. Like, I'm still doing everything that I need to. But I was like, imagine doing all this traveling with a boyfriend. Like, how do you explain that?
He'd have to come with you.
Absolutely not.
And that's the problem.
And that's the problem. Like, I don't want you with me.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone with me. Like, I don't want anyone like glued to me.
I don't think I've been on a trip in the past like 2.5 years without him. Like I actually have not.
No,
No,
you
I
haven't.
haven't.
No, you haven't. Even like when I go out, I'm like, I can't, like, imagine just having like a boyfriend beside you. Like, no, like, I don't want that.
But then it wasn't the right person.
No, it wasn't. Like, it just, I'm saying like that's where I'm at now. But I'm saying, for example, like I look at you or I look at friends that are in great relationships and they can't imagine doing anything without their partner. And like they doing on trips and like having fun and like they want to be with them. And I'm excited to get to that point. But I also just like really want to enjoy
being
alone and like doing whatever I want.
Yeah.
Like, and just taking care of myself.
Yeah.
And like working and that.
And living life.
And literally just living life. And that was like exactly how I explained it to my parents. They're like, well, are you taking any more trips? And I said to them, I was like, I want to go away to New York in September for like a weekend to see John Summit. And then I was like, I want to go to Miami for New Year's. And I was like, I want to probably go away to Miami in October. And they were like,
for your birthday in November?
I don't know what I want to do for my birthday.
Well, you have a pretty hefty check to cover for something.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know. I don't know about that. But yeah, I just honestly just want to travel as much as I can. So that's where I'm at. Anyways, guys, follow us on House of Movement. We are like really ramping it up again with the podcast, especially with everything that's coming for the fall. So expect 4 episodes a month. Every single Sunday they come out, and we are excited. We're kind of working on building a fun roster on people that we want to have on.
Yeah.
Guests that add knowledge and kind of sway away a little bit from the female entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Kind of
more like
tangent.
Financial advisors, like
people that just
health
like
experts.
Health experts. Like I'd love to have a therapist on, a sex therapist, a dating therapist, a couples therapist, like people that like something that adds more value. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.